Every motivational speaker talks about discipline, mindset, showing up. I learned all of it before I turned 12. Not in a classroom, not from a book, on a cracked slab of concrete with 2 bags for a goal. And one rule: if you kicked the ball over the wall, you had to go get it. That pitch had no grass, no coach, no ref. But it taught me more about life than anything else ever has. No coach, no referee, no tactics board, just the ball, and whatever you brought with you that day. But that cracked, uneven slab of concrete, it taught me everything. The ground was never flat. There were cracks that sent the ball sideways, puddles that stopped it dead, and a slope that everyone pretended didn't exist. You couldn't plan for any of it. You just had to react. That's the first thing concrete football taught me. The world doesn't adjust to you, you adjust to the world. I've walked into situations at work, bad timing, no resources, nothing going my way. And every time, I hear the same voice. The ground is uneven. So what? Play the ball. Comfort is overrated. The people who only perform when conditions are perfect never perform when it actually matters. There was always one kid, you know, the one who thought he was the whole team. Every ball, he tried to beat 3 players. Sometimes he did, but most of the time, he lost it, and we all paid. I was that kid. I thought doing it alone meant I was better. Then I scored 0 goals in 3 games. And the kid who passed every time, he scored 5. Your ego doesn't want you to pass. It tells you to do it all, be it all, prove it all, alone. But the concrete taught me something your ego never will. The ball moves faster than you ever can. In life, the fastest way to your goal is through other people, not around them. Remember getting picked last? Or close to it? Standing there, pretending you didn't care. But you did. Of course you did. Here's what I want you to know. Where you start does not decide where you finish. I've walked into jobs where nobody knew my name. Sat in rooms where I felt like the least qualified person there. And every single time, I heard that kid, the one who got picked last and then ran harder than everyone else just to prove he belonged. That chip on your shoulder, don't lose it. It's going to carry you further than any compliment ever will. When I was younger, the older kids would let us play sometimes. Not out of kindness, they just needed numbers. And they didn't go easy on us. They were faster, stronger. They'd body you off the ball without thinking twice. For the first few games, I barely touched the ball. I was invisible. But being invisible taught me how to move smarter. I learned to find the gaps. I learned timing. I learned that you don't need to be the strongest person in the room. You need to be the one who knows where to stand. Every tough environment you walk into, a new school, a harder job, a room full of people who are better than you, is just the older kids' game. And the sooner you stop wishing it were easier, the sooner you start finding the gaps. Some days you'd lose every game. Some days you'd go home with scraped knees and a bruised ego and swear you'd never go back. But the next evening, there you were. Same concrete, same wall, same 2 bags for goals. You always came back. Not because someone made you, but because something deep inside you understood that the game, the struggle, the joy, the falling and getting up was making you into who you were supposed to be. One day, you hung up your boots. Life got busy. But here's the secret. You never really stopped playing. Every time you show up when it's hard, that's the kid who played in the rain. Every time you get knocked down and stand back up, that's the player who never stayed down. You're still on that pitch. You always will be. So to that kid on the concrete, thank you for every scraped knee, every argument, every evening you came back when you said you wouldn't. You were building me, and I'm still becoming who you started. Be that kid again. Share this with someone who grew up on concrete.